Gotta test this mic. Gotta make sure that my sound levels are right. Cause if it's not, I might just get mad. Making sure that I don't even secure the bag. Oh, I won't brag, but these toes. Gotta make sure that my sound levels are right. Cause if it's not, I might just get mad. Making sure that I don't even secure the bag. Yeah. Yeah. Was that an echo? Good evening, gentlemen. And good evening, ladies. And welcome to Meditations of Men. On my car keys. Just give me my car keys. Yeah. You're playing games and you're moving fast. Don't think we gon' last. Mr. Dividend, lady, you trippin'. And I got both legs, but I won't bend them now to beg what I should be known. So give me my car keys. I don't want this no more. Say what you're gonna say, just back away from me. Oh, give me my car keys and let me leave. I'm on my own now. Guess it means you're gonna have to make it on your own now somehow. I heard your name and it made me cry. I don't know why. Baby, I'm hurting and I move real slow, cause I want all y'all to know that I'm deep in touch. But now I want to strut, bubble tea, it costs wood. So give me my car keys. I don't want this no more. Say what you're gonna say, I'm leaving anyway. So oh, give me my car keys and let me leave. I'm on my own now. I guess that means you're gonna have to make it on your own now somehow. Somehow. Good evening, gentlemen. And good evening, ladies. And welcome to Meditations of Men. Let's see if we can catch a vibe. Mr. Rick. Good man, free man, welcome. 'Cause we can take the whole day So we could take the whole day. So we can take the whole day. Yeah. Okay. Yo, because I don't wanna rush. Wanna absorb each and every touch of you against my skin. I wanna make sure that I can get within my moment and I'm not distracted. Have something deep inside of you is compacted, contracted, just like this voice. Gonna make sure that I am only the top choice. Yeah, cause we can take the whole day. Welcome, water. So we can take the whole day. Hey, so we can take the whole day and just fade away. Oh, yeah. So we can take the whole day. Guarantee that I can go ahead and stow away on the bottom of this cargo ship. Gonna put my hands upon your hips and pull you close. Yeah, and make a toast. What are we toasting to tonight, gentlemen? Welcome, gentlemen, and welcome, ladies, to Meditations of Men. I don't even know how I'm gonna come back again. Gone on my way, see my baby, and I don't know how. Said I've gone on my way, see my baby, and I don't even know how I'm gonna come back again. I said I've gone on my way, see my baby, and I don't even know how I'm gonna come back again. Sleeping and I'm walking, said I'm weeping while I'm talking, when all I wanna be is by your side. Moving lightly so I can be on a flight, I know it's taking me. And when I get there I'll be free and high, 'cause I'm gone on my way to see my baby, and I don't even know how I'm gonna come back again. I said I've gone on my way, I don't mean maybe, 'cause I don't even know how I'm gonna come back again. Slipping and I'm falling, limping low when I'm crawling. Got more feet under me than dead men's toes. Going strong to what I'm going through, holding on to what I know is true. Hear you telling me that soon. Said I've gone on my way, see my baby, and I don't even know how. Gone on my way. Alright, how about some bars? Yeah, and it's no pre-written. This is an asylum, and you are being commit when you come in the room and you hit join. Yes, I can hit this room and hit kaboing like Sonic, jumping and losing his rings. I have plenty of things. Welcome, friends. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, gentlemen. Pray tell, how doth that shadow rise tonight? That bitter doppelganger, Ranch, Rick, Clarence, dragon-eyed. If, Freeman, if, Dividend Bro, I were to ask the albatross that hangs heavy around your neck who you were, what would it say to me? Would it whisper back? Would it speak in a low voice, almost so as not to be heard at all? Or would it stand proudly, taking up space in the room, putting pressure on eardrums? Would it do that? If it would, gentlemen, give me a 1 in the chat. If those words would roll from your tongue like the thunderbolts of Zeus, cracking against the back of his own father, give me a 1 in the chat. Can you speak with that sort of authority to yourself? Cosmic says, yes. Yes, he can. I think you're all alone tonight. When you woke this morning, what was inside of you? Now that you've had an entire day of moving about, speaking and being spoken to, acting and being acted upon, in retrospect, what was it that animated you today? Take a moment and pay attention. Listen to the sound of your day. What does it sound like? Windmill says, I'm usually harassed for most of my hours awake. Really? And enslaved. Sorry. Feels like slavery. Said it feels like slavery, and I cannot move without the thoughts of you. Getting harassed on my job. For most of my hours, and I cannot leave. No, I cannot leave. No, I cannot leave. I'm a slave. Thank you for sharing, brother. Tell me, what do you like about your job? When you think of your reasons to leave, when you picture yourself walking out the front door for the last time, what occurs to you? What do you think to yourself what occurs to you? What man can know the morrow? 'Tis but chance determined, less by will than circumstance. We suffer from an attribution error, don't we? We often stutter and stumble over the error of attributing outcome to skill, to deliberate action, than to mere circumstance. Let me give you an example. Suppose by some change in circumstance, I became the CEO of Apple. Can you imagine your boy Beast introducing the new iPhone? I'm your CEO now. He can go now. I'm the CEO now. Mr. Jobs can go now. Ask me if you won't tell. You can hate me if you won't tell. Imagine if by some circumstance you became the CEO of Starbucks. The CEO of Starbucks. Imagine if tomorrow you woke up and you were the CEO of Starbucks. You would probably imagine that this happened to you because of something you did deliberately. You would attach this outcome, the introduction to lead Starbucks, you would attribute this to some deliberate action that you took. And this would make you proud of yourself. Yeah, my resume writing skills really have proved themselves, haven't they? My interviewing ability must be superlative because here I am being invited to lead Starbucks. How many people here drink Starbucks? Give me a 1 if you drink Starbucks. Hey, do you drink Starbucks? Give me a 1. If you do drink Starbucks. Oh yeah, if you drink Starbucks. Hey. Imagine being the Starbucks CEO. Hey. Starbucks in this economy. I drink Starbucks and the girls pick on me. No one here drinks Starbucks? Alright. Interesting. That no one here drinks Starbucks. I think some of you all do drink Starbucks, so maybe you're just embarrassed to admit it. What would be so bad about drinking Starbucks? Starbucks supports the genocide in Gaza. Not really, brother. They really just support making as much money as possible. And sometimes making as much money as possible means partnering up with people who do things that maybe you don't like. I like making money with you, but I don't like that you go home and beat your children. Think of this, gentlemen. Suppose you were making millions of dollars by partnering with a man who beat his wife at night. If you work with this man, you will become a multi-billionaire. But this man beats his wife at night. You can hear it. You were there for dinner one night. Excuse me, I have to go in the other room with her. And you listen. You hear him beating his wife, and he returns to the table. Now, where were we in our negotiation? Yes, this year you will make $500,000. Next year, that will double to $1 million. At the end of 5 years, you will be making, at minimum, $50 million a year. Would you get up and walk away from that deal because this man beats his wife? If you would walk away, if you'd say, "No way, sir," give me a 1 in the chat. If you would remain at the table, take in the bread with him, have a shot of his whiskey, yeah, celebration, be rich. Give me a 2 instead. Rick says, women deserve a beating sometimes. I see. Tell me, Rick. Give me an example of an occasion that would warrant beating a woman. Share that with us. Starbucks' largest supplier is Archer Daniels Midland. They are the largest makers of products using GMO. I see. Thank you for sharing that. Do you think Starbucks cares about that? About GMOs? What does Starbucks care about? If you are the CEO of Starbucks, what is your concern? What are you paid to do? We pay you well. As you can tell, you looking rich now. Hey, yay. 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 Your job is to increase profitability for the company. That's your only concern. If you are a good CEO, you have to make decisions that are in the best interest, not of your values, not of your religious beliefs, but of the company. You are the company. Yay. That's it. All I care about when making deals with my business partners is which deal will make me the most money, will increase the share price the most. A lot of my compensation is tied to that. A lot of my compensation is tied to that. A lot of my compensation is tied to how much it rises. It rises. I don't want no surprises. No surprises. We pay you, but no surprises. We pay you for no surprises. You are the Atreyu of no surprises. Yay. Shareholder profit. Yeah. I have to make money for the company. Sometimes, gentlemen, if you want to make money for the company, you have to make decisions that are going to violate your values. That's why they pay you so well. That's why they pay you so much money. They pay you to violate your principles, to act irrespective of your own conscience. That's why they pay you so much. They're paying for the right to violate your own personal code of ethics and morals. Who cares what Jesus says? Who cares about the mandate of your God? We don't. We're paying you millions of dollars to act irrespective of your conscience, your religious beliefs, your individual code of ethics. You are the company now. You don't believe in anything except making as much profit for our shareholders as possible. That's why we pay you so much. Did you think they were getting away with it? Did you think you could get away with it? Using GMO products wouldn't make me lose any sleep at night. Especially if you had about $100 million in the bank. Imagine if you had $100 million in the bank. How would your life change? Tell me the first thing you would do if you looked at your bank account and you saw $100 million in the free, in the clear, yours. No taxes. It's on us, says the government. You can keep it all. You can keep it all, Uncle Sam says. Shamash says Luigi didn't like that. What happened to that guy? Still on trial, I'm sure. Yeah, his life is going to be very frustrating. The rest of his life is going to be very frustrating. Prison is frustrating. It's also painful. In prison, everything gets worse for you. There's no aspect of your life that improves when you go to prison. Everything gets worse. And on top of that, you get a double dose of frustration. A double dose of frustrated. You want to know why? It's because in prison, no one rushes for you. No one prioritizes you. You have to wait for everything. Waiting and waiting and more waiting. You have to wait to see the doctor. You have to wait to get fed. You have to wait to wake up because it's lights out. No choice. Just routine. Yeah, we'll get to it when we have time. Sit down. Yeah, we'll see about that later. Sit down. Wait. Luigi will walk. Luigi will not walk. Luigi will live a long life, but he's going to be frustrated. Do they have the death penalty in New York? Do they have the death penalty in New York? Tell that to the other people at Club Fed for their sentence. I would go and flip my boss off and quit. You'd flip him off. See. What if you donated money to his business? What if you did that? Or what if you bought his business and turned things around and he became your best friend? Wouldn't that be something? No death penalty. Okay, so he's going to live a long life. Luigi Mandalone. Is it Mandalone? Luigi is going to live a very long life, and it's going to be a life of frustration. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be interesting. It's not going to be glorious. It's going to be frustrating. No women. Imagine that. Imagine, gentlemen, if you had a guarantee right now that you would never ever put your dick inside of a woman again. You have that in prison. You have that in prison. No more cuddling on the couch. No more stealing kisses in the back of the movie theater. You will never put your hands around the thinness of a woman's waist and pull her close to you. Feel the slimness of her body against the fullness of your nature. Gone. Forever. Conjugal visits? That's hilarious, brother. Conjugal visits? Sam Bankman-Fried stole $23 billion from business, banks, and people. He has 25 years in Mendota and Fresno, a low-level jail. He stole $23 billion? Wow. He was a very successful thief. A very bold thief. Imagine stealing that much money and showing your face in public. Hi. Name's Sam. Nice to meet you. Yeah, this is my house. Yeah, I own this. Yeah, see that skyscraper? That's my building right there. I own that building. I own that one too. Yeah, that's my name on the side of that jet. And you stole all your money? As if the people who had that money stolen from them aren't looking for you. $23 billion, brother. There are 23 billion reasons to shoot you in the face. And you're showing that face in public. That's bold. That's boldness. Rick says, I'm free and already living like that. No women. But you have the possibility of a woman. You have the opportunity of a woman. But imagine having no such opportunity. It is a guarantee. You will never New York allows conjugal visits for people in for life. Are you certain about that, brother? Can you triple check that? But trust me, wake. Wake us. For we are cattle. All right. Let's sober up then. You know, gentlemen. You know, gentlemen. You know, gentlemen. A long time ago, there was a man who lived, and he had something important to say. In fact, he said a lot of things, wrote them in a book. His ideas got out. And a couple Germans got together and said, look, if we stopped fighting ourselves and came together, we German-speaking tribes, if we stopped fighting one another and instead worked together, we could probably become the most dominant, most powerful people, the most feared nation on the continent. What are we doing? Let's come together. And together they came. And before you knew it, Germany had arrived. This man lost his mind. Did you hear me? He lost his mind. He died in an insane asylum. Do you know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about the man whose ideas would make a nation, but destroy his mind in the process. Do you know who I'm talking about? Let me tell you a little bit more about this man. This man said that it's possible to go beyond being a man. We know by now what a man is, don't we? A man is that thing upon which his friends, family, and community can depend to defend the ideas, institutions, and abstractions that make life possible for a species like ours. But this man said it's possible to go beyond being a man. Do you believe him? Tell me, if a man told you, Rick, Ranch, guess who? If a man said, not only can you become a man, but you can go beyond that, would you believe him? If you would believe him, give me a 1 in the chat. Would you believe him? Whiskey says no. You cannot go beyond. Whiskey says he would not believe him. And why should you? You know not the man, nor what he's talking about. What do you mean, going beyond a man? I am a man. How can I become anything other than that? So what claims are you going to make about Jesus? You want to talk about Jesus, guess who? We can talk about Jesus. Do we talk about Jesus that much? Maybe we do talk a lot about Jesus. Jesus was very important to me. There was a time in my life where Jesus was very important to me. I felt Jesus. I felt him. I had that experience, Lace. I had that coming to Jesus moment. I was 16. Lying on my duvet, and I had the Bible in my hands, and I read the Gospel of Matthew. I didn't know much about the Gospel of Matthew. I didn't know who wrote it, when it was written, why, where. But I knew that the book was important, so I read it, and I was moved. I felt something move. And I told myself in that moment, Christ is real. I felt it. It was a beautiful experience, and it's an experience I hope everyone gets to have in their life. I was moved to tears. Nothing had touched me physically, but I was crying on my bed. And I was convinced. I didn't need any evidence. I didn't need any research. I know because I felt it. Someone could tell you all day, that woman doesn't love you. That man doesn't love you. But you felt his embrace, didn't you? You made love to that woman, and you know what you felt. Don't tell me she doesn't love me. I know what I felt when I embraced her. Don't tell me how that man feels about me, because I've held him as he slept. I have felt it, and you can't tell me anything. It was that real to me. And I'm grateful for having had that experience. It's one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life. But then I changed. I changed. I no longer feel that way. But I look back with fondness at the time during which I did. It's one of the greatest episodes of my life, was being a Christian. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Yeah. It was fun. It was fun to be clean, you know? It felt fun to feel morally superior to others. I felt good. Because I knew something that most people didn't. I know who God was. I know his name. I know what the Bible says. I know what's going to happen in the future. And more importantly, I know when Jesus is coming back. And when he comes back, you're going to have to answer for as to why you didn't believe me when I told you he was coming. That felt good. It felt good to have clean Christian friends. Clean Christian friends. It felt good to have clean Christian friends. Young people I could go to, I could hang out with, that didn't do any drugs, right? Good Christian friends who didn't do drugs. These people didn't do any drugs. They didn't drink. The young Christian women were clean. They were so clean. The young Christian girls were so clean. Virgins. They were untouched. Clean women. I had access to men who were so much smarter than me. I met so many men who were so much smarter than me, and I feel like I got to cheat because I borrowed a lot from them. And that was probably the greatest part about it. Being a part of a large religious community grants you access to a library of experiences, of knowledge, know-how, opportunities. Makes networking very easy. You go to the same church. And the women were clean, morally clean, and submissive. They knew how to treat a man. If a man says, be quiet, they would be quiet. Right? They prioritized the man. And what man doesn't want a woman who prioritizes him? Give me a 1 in the chat if right now you want a woman who would prioritize you. Do you want that? If you do, give me a 1 if you don't want that. If you don't want a woman to prioritize you, give me a 2 in the chat. Imagine, gentlemen, that every single morning when you woke up, there was a hot meal waiting for you. A hot meal, Whiskey Leaks, waiting for you. Biscuits and bacon and eggs and for you. Who made this? Your wife did. Because the first thing she thought about when she woke up was that you would be hungry when you woke up. So she went and cooked you a full breakfast just the way you like it. If you don't want that in your life, if the idea to waking up to biscuits and bacon, eggs, just the way you like them, is irritating to you, give me a 1 in the chat. Dragon says, I want my woman to prioritize my children. I see. So that infers that you want your woman to have your kids. Legalize says 1. She should know I don't eat breakfast. If you go out and listen, if you go out into the world as a married man and you tell people that you didn't eat breakfast, this shames your wife. You know that, right? If you go out, if you have a wife or a woman in your life and you go out into the world and people say, hey, did you eat today? And you say, no. You shame your wife. Because what does that tell people about your woman? That tells the women that your woman doesn't cook for you. It's embarrassing. She don't make breakfast for you? That's embarrassing. That's like a woman saying, imagine a woman being in a relationship with a guy, but changes her own oil. Whoa. You got a boyfriend and you change your own oil? The hell does your boyfriend do then? What you got a man for? Imagine a woman having a husband but delivered her own refrigerator, brought her own refrigerator into the house. Can you imagine that? Imagine if you went outside tomorrow and your next door neighbors who are married had a refrigerator delivered. And it was the wife who went out and got it and brought it into the house. What would be on your mind? You'd say, damn. What did she have a husband for? She got up and brought the refrigerator in? She may as well be a single woman. I mean, if I'm going to bring my own refrigerator into the house and hook it up and install it, imagine a woman who's married but does her own plumbing. You have a husband, but you're the one getting under the sink? Damn. It makes you look bad. It would make you look bad as her husband. Because that means that you don't do the manly things around the house. What kind of man are you? The same thing happens when you tell people that you didn't eat breakfast. They'll think the same thing except about the woman. She's not taking care of her responsibilities. Cosmic says, I asked my wife yesterday, what if God treated you like you treat me? How does she answer that, Cosmic? How does she answer that? Whiskey Leaks says, I'd rather go to brunch with her. So Whiskey Leaks, you don't want to be made the priority. You want to prioritize her. Let me wake up and make your breakfast, baby. Let me spend the day thinking about you. Let me be the one to initiate the creation of happiness. Is that what your heart says to you? Jesus taught that men can do women's roles like serving food, and women can do men's roles like spreading the gospel. Really? Where did Jesus teach that? Can you share that with me? It really depends on what gospel you talk about, because in Matthew, Jesus kind of dogs women. Right? Jesus kind of dogged women, didn't he? Remember the woman he met at the well? What did he say to her? Remember the woman who came and had a dead daughter? Or a sick daughter? Jesus called her a dog. Dogs were not pets to Jews in the first century. Dogs were disgusting creatures to Jews in the first century. So when he called her a dog, he wasn't referring to her as that cute cuddly pet that you have. He was referring to her as one of the lowest forms of life in Israel and Jewish culture at the time. He didn't have a lot of good things to say about women. Paul had even less flattering things to say about women. Paul said it was the woman's fault. Yeah. But those ideas are considered to be extreme for today. So what do people do? Well, they want their church to be relevant. So they water down their message so women feel comfortable coming to church. And they say things like, yeah, you would have been allowed as a woman in the first century to go door to door during the day talking to it just means they don't really understand the culture. They're looking at it through a modern lens. She ignored me. Dang, she treated you like a cosmic NPC, huh? Treated me. I said that she ignored me. She ignored me. Ooh, yay, ignored me. She ignored me. Yay. She ignored me. Like I'm an NPC. Like I'm a nobody. She ignored me. They say it's not about this life, though, Wake. This is the only life we know about. Let's go back to what we spoke about earlier. Is it possible to become a Superman? Y'all believe in Super Saiyans, right? You believe that Goku can transcend being a regular Saiyan and go Super Saiyan with blonde hair and green eyes. But when I say, can you become a Superman? You hesitate. You believe in the superhero, the fictional character, Superman. But when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't see the Superman in you, do you? Or the potential to become one. Yes. Let's put that focus back on you for a moment. There are 4 things, gentlemen. 4 things. 4 things that you must accept. 4 truths that you must accept as true to transcend being a man. To become a Superman. Would you like to know what they are? If you'd like to know what they are, the 4 truths that must be accepted before you can become a Superman, give me a 1 in the chat if you don't wish to know. If this is a mystery that you do not wish to be solved, give me a 2 instead. Windmill says a lot of sacrifice here. Ranch says, yeah, all right. You will take up the challenge? You know, once a challenge is accepted, it can't be refused. You know that, right? That means that if you struggle with this challenge until you resolve it, you will continue to struggle. Now be warned. The man who put this forward failed to do it. He failed. He tried. He lost his mind. And then he died in an insane asylum. That's what it did to him. He challenged himself. And he failed. A big water bottle? Oh yeah, it is. This actually isn't a water bottle, though. This is a 30-gallon drum. Yeah. $30-gallon drum. What can I say? I'm a big guy. I take big sips. Big sippy cups. I'm actually just trying to chill tonight and not die. All right. How about I give you one of them? The first truth that you must accept, the first step, Rick, Shamash, Ranch, to becoming a Superman, the first truth that must be accepted, you must You must accept this. You are going to die. Your death is unavoidable. There is going to be a time in the future during which you will not exist, and you will never come to exist again after a certain point in time. And that point in time is called your death. At your death, you will cease to exist, and you will go out of existence forever. And that will be the end. There is no immaterial part of your existence that will survive this event. This event will result in the total extinction of your person, of your consciousness, your ability to feel, to laugh, to see, to think, to understand. All things that you are will go away. And its constituent parts will never come together again. Can you accept this? If you can accept this, give me a 1 in the chat. Can you accept the fact that there is no afterlife, no heavens, no hells, no spaces in between, no purgatories, no punishments, no silly rewards, nothing, nothing, nothing? Can you accept that there will be nothing left of you after your death? Give me a 1 in the chat if you can't accept this. If this is too much, give me a 2 instead. It's all right if this is too much. It's okay. This is an important step, and it's a big one. Because as long as you are under the illusion that your life is not going to end, it's impossible to see yourself accurately. It's impossible to analyze life appropriately unless you accept what it really is. Temporary. It's going to end. The only way you can effectively service automobiles is if you accept that if an automobile, once it runs out of gas, it's going to stop operating. If you can accept that, you don't have a career in the automotive industry. You have to accept this, that if you don't put gas in a car, and once gas goes out of the car stops operating. It's done. If you can't accept that, you do not have a future in the automotive industry, because you will never come to fully understand what cars are and how they operate. Likewise, if you cannot accept that life ends, well, then you'll never come to appreciate what it really is, because your view of life is too much distorted. Earth is most likely a soul farm. What is a soul, brother? Are you saying that there's something, a part of you, a part of us, that survives death? Is that what you mean by soul? Do you mean to say that when you die, something immaterial is going to leave your body and be collected by some great consciousness, assembled together and joined again into nothingness, like that movie, Once Upon a Time? Porkchop says not everything is physical. Thank you for sharing that, pork chop. Why do people look forward to an afterlife? Is it because they failed in this life and hoping for something better? I think for some people that could be true. I think there are many reasons why a person might look forward to an afterlife. Maybe they miss someone that they love died. And maybe they belong to a tradition where it's believed that death isn't the end. That instead of dying, well, a person goes to an afterlife. So that means if the person you loved went to the afterlife and you go to the afterlife, well, then you can be with that person you love again. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Then we wouldn't have to wait so long. It would be nice if we were older. Tell me, gentlemen, what would you be doing right now if you were older? What would you do? Yeah, you. What would you do? Playing GTA 6. Bro, what if the world ends before GTA 6 comes out and we never get to play it? Wouldn't that be terrible? Yeah. Cab says, I want younger. Yeah. There's some things we don't know, Wake. Apparently that's a big deal. Yeah. Yo, we just don't know everything in this life or where life goes. Maybe there is one that comes after this, and if there is, then maybe that's what you're gonna miss. So please believe and put your faith, or you're gonna die and come back as a wraith with that wrath in the aftermath. This is a sour way to build a craft. Yeah, 'cause it gets no traction. Gonna go ahead and satisfy the satisfaction. And that reaction, as it wakes up, means that this big dog was once a pup and it barks. In the dark like Tony, give me all the truth, I don't want no baloney. It's phony, and you know my number. Like a Greek goddess, I go in slumber. Yeah. Alright. Paradise Lost. Yeah. Paradise Lost. Yeah. Yeah. It's simple. Souls trapped in a reincarnation. This is a bad cyclical sensation. The situation is not quite easy to be resolved. That's why you need me to tell you the solution. Sit down and I'll resolve everything in no confusion. We'll be left when my story glows up in your face, and this glory I share with you in heaven. Gonna tell this until you die at 11 p.m. in that day. No way. Weeping willows will always stand and not sway when I pray to that devil. Go down to hell with this shovel. And my level as it descends means that you might not comprehend. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the second truth. Last chance for truth number one. Can you accept that you're going to die? It seems like some of us are struggling with this. reincarnation cycles and Jackson Michaels and bicycles and triclocarbonates. What are we talking about? We're talking about something we are afraid of. We are afraid to die. So what do? We put things between us and death, like stories that make us feel good, or convince us that somehow we will be exempt of an event, an occurrence that we admit happens to everything else. No one here believes that there's an afterlife for dinosaurs, do they? Are dinosaurs reincarnated? They were alive. What about baby salamanders? Do they get to come back too? Does everything come back again and again, or is it just us? Just you? Would heaven really be so selfish? Would God, the creator of all things, favor you above everything else and make you a special exception to a rule that he created? I feel bad about the micro-orgasms. A micro-orgasm. I busted a little nut. Oh, microorganisms. Oh. Microorganisms. Yeah. Yeah, do they go to heaven? Do dinosaurs go to hell? What if you went to hell? If dinosaurs went to hell, bro, hell would be overpowered. We need hell to be nerfed. Imagine going to hell with the T-Rex. You go to hell and there's a T-Rex there. That's terrifying. Or a velociraptor. All the naughty velociraptors that didn't believe in Raptor Jesus. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. Oh, we have a media share. Why not? Why not?
I remember being in surgery, and at that moment I felt love. I thought, I must have died on the operating table. The second thought, now here's my analytical science mind still kicking in. So wait a minute, if I died, what's all this? Because first of all, I don't believe in anything. Second of all, my parents told me that you're gonna go to hell because you're an atheist now. So I'm not experiencing either one of those. And that's when I really began to wonder what the heck was going on and why am I here? I asked that question in my mind, but then there was an answer to the thought I had. And the answer came kind of from around me in the atmosphere. And it was the answer of, this is your home. You're a part of me, you're a part of us. Welcome home. When it said that, welcome home, I lost it. Because I remembered. That's when it came back to me. And I knew immediately, oh my God, that life that I had on earth was just an illusion.
How many people are believing her so far? Is this credible? If you feel that this is credible, if you believe this experience that she's sharing, yay, give me a 1 in the chat. Do you believe it? One Mills is Mormon. Fantastic. clean women? Windmill says yes. Okay. What if in her next sentence she said, and after I saw the light, God called out to me in a loud voice that Windmills should send me a check for $50,000. Would you believe that part too? Would you? Come on now. You believed her up until that point. Why don't you believe her anymore? If a person gives you a divine revelation, you can't just believe the parts you like. You gotta believe it all. If this is a credible experience, well, then it really happened. God said, Windmills, to send her a check right now. I don't care if you got it. Take out a loan. $50,000. That's what God said. Are you gonna listen to God and send that money?
That thing that I was doing down there on Earth was really just a temporary state.
Okay. Do you believe this? God certainly is fickle, isn't he? He gives some people these experiences, but then he denies them to everyone else. Kind of a fickle guy. Fickle father. He comes home from work and only brings candy for some of his children. I guess his favorites. And yet he denies children for most of his kids. Why? It's not a good dad. A good dad brings candy for all of his kids. A good dad doesn't have favorites. He loves all of his kids. Why doesn't God love us like a good dad? Why doesn't he treat us all fairly? He's a bad dad. And if he's a bad dad, if he's a neglectful father, right? If he's a neglectful father, why does he deserve worship and praise? If your biological father neglected you, would you worship and praise him? If he never showed up for you, never came through for you, would you worship and praise him? No, you probably run him from around you. Go away, Dad. What are you coming around now for? You didn't want me then, and I don't want you now. If we're going to believe in a God, why not believe in a God that makes us feel good, that accepts all of his children, no matter what they do, no matter who they are, or who they choose to be with, or what they choose to put on? Wouldn't that be a good God, a good dad? Okay, tell me, gentlemen, how would you handle this? Let's say your son came out as gay. Dad, I'm gay. What would you do to your son? Would you punish him? Would you beat him? Would you throw him out? Would you accept him? Would you disown him? What would a good father do? A good father. A good father, even if he didn't want his son to be gay. A good father, even if he didn't like the idea that his son was gay, would probably continue to love his son, even if he never agreed with how his son chose to live his life. I don't like it. But at the end of the day, it's not my choice. It's his life. He can do what he wants with it. I mean, what would a bad dad do? What would a bad dad do? A bad dad would probably beat that son. What? You're gay? I can't believe that. What if a dad killed his son because he was gay and then set him on fire? What kind of a dad is that? That's not a very good dad. Disowning your son would be better than setting him on fire. Right? So if you wouldn't accept that from your biological father, why would that be acceptable from your heavenly Father? Has the creation outstripped the Creator? Are we more merciful than the author of mercy? What happened to him? So if you're going to believe in a God, why not believe in a God that's a good God? A good God that loves all of his children, doesn't have any favorites, doesn't have a special people or a holy land, but loves all of his kids. All my kids are my chosen people, all of you. Because you can't use that God as a weapon. Heavenly Father is forgiving. Maybe we have no say in it. Well, then I'll be a rebel then. I will never bend my knee to a neglectful, abusive father. Hell no. And I'm not going to be intimidated by him. You are abusive and you are neglectful. And I'll take whatever consequence comes with that. Yay. What God is that beast? Well, the pagan gods were a lot more fun. The Greek gods were a lot more fun. Let's talk about the second truth. Let's talk about the second truth. How about before we go? How about before we go? Cosmic says we exist to bear witness. We had to be. The Most High needs us to see it. Without the perceiver, The perceived does not exist. Now, I like that idea. That's poetic. Very poetic. Artistic. And if God and religion are anything, they are artistic expressions. To look at the universe, the cold, unfeeling universe, and to project onto it ideas, personalities, behaviors, is an expression of art. Religion is the highest form of art because it projects the greatest of human accomplishment, achievement, and potential onto the cold depths of the unfeeling universe. Our richest pigments cast onto the darkest canvas. What greater art is that? What greater art than that is there? Our most brilliant colors cast into the perfect darkness. Oh, yes. The contrast is magnificent. Thank you for the sub, brother. About some bars for that sub. Yeah, religion inspired this song. Isn't it beautiful?
Look here! Look, listen!
Oh, thank you for the sub, brother. Hold on, let me get my alerts together. Okay, so hold on a second. Hey, 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 ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's a very lovely song. That's lovely. 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 Okay, there it goes. Whoa, whoa. Okay, so my alerts are working now. Thank you, brother.
Look here! Look, listen!
Oh boy, that's an old alert. Hold on a second. Hold on. I got the double alerts on there. Hold on. Let's take a drive. I just had an ice cream sandwich. It was delicious. Mm-mm. It was delicious. It was delicious. Hey. It was delicious. Mm. I got the cookies and cream. This music sounds like the kind of music that plays in the background when you're writing a very emotional letter. Mom, Dad, if you're reading this letter, well, I guess that means I didn't make it. Now, before you get all sad, I want you to know something about me. I loved you very much. That's what it sounds like. It's a very sad letter to write. Why would someone write such a letter? Yeah. Imagine telling a story that would explain the circumstances under which a man wrote his parents prior to his own death. What set of circumstances could lead up to that? Now there's your story. Yay, that is your story. That is your story. Don't ignore me. Yay, yay. They went to war. I'm going to war. How did they know they were going to die? How did they know to send that letter to their parents? I'm gonna die. In the war now. Going to war. Maybe he's a suicide bomber. Ain't no coming back. No coming back now. It's a one-way ticket. I'm not coming home. I'm not coming home. I'm not coming home. Die for Israel. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Mm-hmm. Yay. Oh. Mm-hmm. Hey, hey, hey. You could live or die. You could live or die. Dying in the war now. Dying in the war now.
Let's roll.
Anyone here play this game? What's up, Cronorus? Do I play Counter-Strike? No, not really. But I downloaded it. It seemed like a fun game. Bro. Alright, I came in at the end, so I don't really have a chance to do much. What if Israel and Iran settled their difference over Counter-Strike? What if they just both assembled their best teams, just fought it out over Counter-Strike? Or Call of Duty? Never played this. You play Tarkov. I thought about playing Tarkov, but then someone told me that the game had a lot of cheaters in it. I don't know if that's true or not. Dang. Oh my God. Okay. Brother.
What? Bro, I can't wait to be good at this game. Whoa. Wow.
Alright. Some days I'm a glorified piece of horseshit. Other days I reevaluate my Twitch relationships and just want to say I respect you. Thank you, friend. Seems like you're not such a waste of space. Are you, friend? Whatever space you have, whatever space you occupy, take it up and use it. Because what are you, gentlemen? Well, if you wish to be, you can be a man. That thing upon which your friends and family depend to set themselves straight. And before you say you can't, do this. Before you say you've tried your best, and despite your best efforts, it just isn't enough. I want you to remember that you're doing it right now. So get up. Go out into the world one more time. This time, do it sober.